All right, here's an interesting story. Classroom confrontation in Phoenix, all caught on video, showing a substitute teacher throwing a student down on the ground. Now the altercation is causing quite a fuss. Watch this. So other students capturing all of this on their cell phones. Police are investigating, but so far no arrests have been made and no charges have been filed. But later the student admitted using a racial slur against the teacher before being pushed to the ground. Well, the student's mother having none of it, saying that whatever her son said is not the issue.
No one should ever put their hands on a child like that. It's unacceptable. I want to press charges. I want him arrested.
So was the teacher justified, or should he be locked up? Time to bring in our men's panel, Marco Soriano, Managing Director of Soriano Group, a global investment firm, Ryan Reese, comedy writer, and Doug Burns, attorney. All right, Mr. Attorney. Racial slur lobbed at the teacher. Right. Teacher shoves the boy down, the 8th grader. Should he have charges pressed against him?
The slur alone would not legally justify using any kind of force or contact.
Really?
Yeah, because sticks and stones may break your bones, the old saying from when you're a kid. However, I read, Gretchen, in an article that the student may have shoved him. If that's true, underscore if, then that may change the landscape a little. I mean, generally speaking, teachers are to an extremely high standard and cannot use force against students in almost every instance, except, in my opinion, deadly force. And today you read stories and you hear about, guns and knives. That's different. But in this situation, I don't think the teacher was justified.
Okay. Do either of you disagree with that, Ryan or Marco?
Well, my perspective is, as an educator, having lectured at NYU University, dealing also with high school students, where there are times where their students could be altercate for different reasons. As an educator, he should have managed the situation differently. But it's also about the student and the traditional values that are being taught to him at school. Why is the student in the first place talking back to the professor, the teacher at the time?
Well, totally. And using a racial slur, right?
Well, my opinion as an idiot and a comedian, I need to say, is, well, this is the first time a substitute teacher has taught anyone a lesson.
Come on.
Okay, no, wait. What's up, guys? This is Retronic Ice Cat. You're on the Real News Talk channel. Once again, rate, comment, subscribe. You know what to do. I just got another breaking news. Apparently, basically, a kid in Arizona, got body slammed by a teacher, basically because he called the teacher a nigger. Now, how can I explain this? I don't really blame the kid for what he said to that black male teacher. It was a male, by the way. It was a black man that the kid said it to. I blame the parents. And you want to know why I blame the parents? It's because the parents are probably racist themselves. You know, the little kid observes what the parents say in the household. They probably use that word a lot towards black people and show their hatred towards black people. Now, I'm not sure whether they're racist or not. They could possibly be. But for that kid to just call that black guy a nigger like that raises a lot of eyebrows. Because I know a lot of Hispanics, Latinos, they use the N-word as well to each other and whatnot. But some of them use it as a greeting and some of them use it in a racial way. So sometimes you can't really tell whether they're using it in a derogatory way or in a greeting way. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty tricky with that one because a lot of them can be just as racist as white people. Because if you think about it, black people, right? Black people are in a world of their own. They're the only race that stand out of all the race on this planet. They're the only ones that have hair that don't have straight hair. Every other race has straight hair, besides black people. You understand what I'm saying? We're the only race that has dark skin. And I sometimes think that a lot of racists put up with black people for the sake of it. And they're only accepted in the entertainment world. They're only accepted in the sports world because that's what they're good at. Black people are good at sports. Black people are good at comedy and entertaining. That's what they're good at. And that's why other races like them for it. Nothing else, but only for that. But that's besides the point. I'm going to try not to get off topic here, but, you know, it's hard being a black person in this world. It's very, very difficult to be black because it's very hard to go to a place without being discriminated against. You know what I'm saying? Just like how this kid got body slammed by the black teacher for calling him a nigger. You know, in a way the kid deserves it, but at the same time, violence is not the answer. Violence ain't really the answer because it only worsens the situation. And now the mother came on TV saying that she wants him arrested. She wants to press charges on him and that. And I can understand why she would say that because that's her son. And no mother would want to see their son get taken down like that, especially by a grown adult. So I can understand why the mother will come on TV and spew that out. But at the same time, she should know better to teach her kid not to say certain things. It's because don't forget, it always starts from your upbringing and how your parents raise you and the things that they teach you. Because this kid wouldn't be saying that for no reason. There's a reason why this kid just blatantly said it to the teacher's face without no problem. So technically that kid knew what he was saying. He knew what he was doing. And unfortunately, he ended up paying the price for it by getting slammed on the floor. You know, you see, the thing is, black people don't take nonsense. Black people are very, very short-tempered. That's why a lot of races are scared of black people. A lot of races are scared of blacks because they know that black people don't take shit. You know, they fear blacks more than they fear Asians because they know that Asians, right, the vast majority of them don't know how to stand up for themselves like the black people do. But I know there's a few Asians out there who do know how to stand up for themselves. Don't get me wrong. There's a very few of them out there who know how to stand up for themselves, but it's rare. Not as much as the blacks. You know, and hence why that black guy, right, retaliated in that way. Maybe he got carried away because he's, you know, he probably gets called that all the time. And he probably, you know, anybody would take offense to racism. I don't like racism. I despise racism. I hate it with a passion. I don't like racist people. I've said this before in my other videos, my previous videos. I don't like racism. I hate racist people. You know, I'm totally against racism. I don't care what color you are, black, white, Asian, Latino. I don't care who you are. If you're a racist, I don't want to know you. I want nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. The only difference with us is our skin color. That's it. The skin color is the only difference with us human beings. But for some reason, blacks are always the odd one out. And it's been like this for centuries. Racism is nothing new. But day by day, it's getting worse and worse. It's like racism was very, very bad back in the day. Back in the 40s, back in the 50s. But nowadays, it seems like it's starting to come back to that era. But in the worst way. You see what I'm saying? But it's been said that the teacher has been suspended and he may not be able to be a supply teacher for the time being, or maybe never ever again. Who knows? But the police are investigating the whole thing, how it transpired and everything, so we'll have to see what happens and how they are going to go about this. You know what I mean? And this happened in Arizona, by the way. You know, but I'm sure that kid will think twice before calling another black person a nigger, because that's just totally out of order. You know? Because when you say racist shit to another race opposed to yours, don't expect them just to stand there and do nothing. They are going to retaliate. And you ain't going to like the outcome of it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you have to be careful what you say to people. Because some people don't think. And they just say it and they end up getting knocked the fuck out. You know, I'm very surprised that a little kid would actually call a grown man a nigger to his face, because not many people would actually go up to a black person and call them that to their face, because they will know, they know what's coming. They know what's coming. But if other races were to receive racist abuse, some of them won't even do anything, because they'll be too afraid. Some of them will, but most of the time they won't. They'll keep quiet about it, or, you know, just won't say anything. But I'm sure that a lot of people will react to racism. But the blacks are more targeted. But at the same time, the blacks are to blame as well for the N-word, because they use it amongst themselves like it's a good thing. And that's where they're ignorant about it. Maybe if black people, right, all these rappers stop using the N-word, then maybe, just maybe, other people will stop. Because they're indirectly telling all these youngsters and other races that it's okay to use the N-word. And then when they call you the N-word, when they call you a nigger, you don't like it. So you can't get angry for your own promotion of that word, because you're actually exploiting it out to all these youngsters, especially these rappers, these ignorant rappers. You know? Now, I respect Eminem, because Eminem has never used the word nigger, according to my knowledge. I've never heard Eminem one time use the N-word in any of his songs. For as long as he's been rapping, he's never used the N-word. And I highly respect Eminem for that. Because he has respect for the black culture and for black people. You know? But other black rappers that are using the word nigger, this and that, I don't care how you say N-I-G-G-A or N-I-G-G-E-R. It's the same thing. Nigger. Ain't the same pronunciation. It's the same thing. Nigger is nigger. It has a racist connotation to it. And you use it amongst yourselves. And when other races use it against you, then you start, you know, wilding out. Well, you need to check yourself and quit using the word. Use another greeting other than calling each other niggers and shit, because you're not doing yourselves any favors by calling each other that. Hell, I rarely use that word. I rarely use that word, and I'm black, because I don't like the word. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't want other races to be racist to you, then I suggest you quit using that word and promote something a little bit more positive, because the word nigger is not positive at all. It's far from it. It's a very, very negative word. It's a disgusting and vile, discriminating word to actually use. You know? Even you're the same race as each other still. You get me? So that's that right there. But one more thing. want to say that Black Lives Matter, well, to those who protest and say that Black Lives Matter, do you really think it does? Do you really think it does? Or are you just saying that because another black person got killed by another race besides your own? Is that the only reason why you're saying that Black Lives Matter? So it's okay for you to kill your own race on a weekly basis. But when another race kills one of your own, then you want to use that word. You want to use that line, that Black Lives Matter. Well, if it really matters, then you shouldn't be killing off each other. You should be supporting each other. You should be standing side by side with each other and supporting each other. But no, black people these days, they don't support each other. They don't support each other at all. I'm speaking the real. They don't. It's pure jealousy and envy. You know, one wants more than the next. And yet when shit doesn't go your way and another racist, you know, hates on you, you want to cry out racism. Well, before you cry out racism, you need to check yourselves. You need to check your race, because I know a lot of black people that have self-hatred towards their race. A lot of black people. A lot of black people turn into Uncle Toms because their own race doesn't even like them. They feel like their race doesn't support them. They feel like their race is the real enemy. That's wrong. Because black people also have a bad reputation of crime and violence and all this other stuff. You know? Yes, all lives matter. All race lives matter. Black lives matter. White lives matter. Asian lives matter. Latin lives matter. It's all about equality. All lives matter because we're all human beings. The only difference is our skin color. But I can understand that the racism is mainly targeted at black people. Not just because of the history that they've been through in life, you know, but also the self-hatred and black on black crime, as society likes to call it. Because there are a lot of blacks out there who don't even like each other. They want to give another black person a dirty look and whatnot. Fight each other, kill each other over stupid shit that they will leave behind when they die on this earth. It doesn't make sense, you know. And I also blame these rappers as well for glorifying guns, you know, thinking it's okay to do all this stupid shit. Nothing positive at all. You rarely hear black people promote positivity in the music industry these days. But there are a few blacks out there who fight for a real cause. There are a few. But most of them, they just don't care. They just do it for greed. They just do it just to fit in, basically. Just like the riots. The only reason why they're rioting and smashing up the place is for their own greed. Not because of the victim, but of their own being killed. It's because of themselves. That's why they break into shops, steal things, and give the media an excuse to paint blacks as criminals even further. So you need to think about all of those things before saying stuff like Black Lives Matter. Don't be hypocritical about it. If you mean what you say, stick to it. Stick by that word. Fight for a real cause. Fight for unity. Fight for equality. Stand side by side. Support each other. Because we're all human beings. Like I said, the only difference is our skin color. That's it. Nothing else. We all operate the same. So fuck all this racist shit. You know, I don't agree with it. But as for the video and as for the news, you know, we're just going to have to wait and see what the outcome is. But I don't completely blame the kid for what he actually said to the black guy. It's the parents that I blame more, because they should know to train their kids a lot more better and raise them more respectfully instead of just training them to be a complete racist. That's not good at all, because it will make the future generation become even more racist as they get older. So they better straighten their kid quick, or else he's going to get himself in a lot of shit as he gets older. And what happened in that video was just a little example. So if I were the mother, I'd straighten my kid out before he gets himself in a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that right now. I think I've gone on far too long now. You know, almost 20 minutes into the video, and yeah, I think I've pretty much said everything. But just remember one thing. It's all about unity. It's all about equality. Fight for love. Support each other. And destroy hate. Rate, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at RetronicsCat. Subscribe to my other channel, Mr. Ice Cat, where I cover alternative videos and stuff. So, yeah. I'm going to end the video right now. Y'all, stay safe. God bless. Take care. You know, spread love. Conquer hate. Peace.